Is it crazy to think that Tyler's gotten better as years gone on? I mean, from the beginning, he came in with a lot to prove, and he did it from the jump. The beginning of the season immediately had a 20-point game and a 30-point game against Indiana, and just kept adding on top of that as the years gone on, and virtually he's been averaging about 20 for the first half of the year. But as the All-Star break came around and he got snubbed from the All-Star team, in my opinion, he seemingly exploded to a whole nother level. I originally thought once Victor came back and the lineup got a little bit tighter, and to bring Victor back up in the steady groove, that Tyler would probably have to take a little step back offensively and let Victor work off the rust. But that seemingly hasn't been the problem. Tyler has not only gotten better, but on the same amount of shot attempts have become even more efficient while breaking into something that I think is going to be extremely needed come playoff time for this Miami Heat team. So let's talk about it. So, before the All-Star break in the first 46 games of the year, Tyler Herro was basically averaging 20 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 3.9 assists, half a steal a game on 43% shooting and 37% from 3, and 88% from the line on 3 attempts per game. He was already running away with the 6th Man of the Year race, so there really wasn't any question about that, and he was an integral part of why this Miami Heat team was winning, as the Heat won 38 of their 58 games with him on the floor, and in those games that they do win, he is scoring 22 points per game and 48% from the field. But after the All-Star break, Tyler so far has been on a complete other level. While still taking seemingly less attempts from the field, he has been far more efficient. On 52% shooting from the field, 47% from 3, 85% from the line on 5 attempts per game, and scoring 25 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and a steal a game. Overall, Tyler has take his game to a whole nother level. Right now, the Miami Heat has brought back in Victor Oladipo as he's healthy, also Markieff Morris. So the guard spots for the Heat's rotation as Victor works his way back in is pretty much set. We see that their rotation is probably going to be their starters, and then Tyler and Vic come off the bench with Max Strus, Dedmon, and Markieff Morris mixed in somewhere around there along with Caleb Martin. That would probably be the playoff lineup really, with probably Markieff Morris being the odd man out if they go even tighter. So, with that being said, I thought that Tyler may take a little bit of a step back with Victor back in so Victor can work his way back in, but he's kind of done that already. While taking a little bit less attempts per game, he's been far more efficient, and he's done something that I think is going to be extremely helpful for the Heat, and that is being able to get to the rim and get to the line. Because while he wasn't subpar in the beginning of the year, shooting 56% from less than 5 feet, 39% from 5 to 9 feet, and then 43% from 10 to 14 feet, he still could use a little bit of work. He was very reliant on his mid-range jumper, and he was struggling against teams with length like the Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, and Cleveland Cavaliers. But as the years gone on, not only has the frequency of those shots gotten better, but the way he gets them is better, and he's becoming less reliant on his mid-range jumper, so it's opening it up even more. Because while becoming less reliant on his mid-range jumper, he's been attacking the rim even more, going from 3.3 attempts from less than 5 feet to 4 attempts, going from 2.1 to 5 from 5 to 9 feet to 2.3, and then bringing up his attempts from 10 to 14 feet, and all of them becoming far more efficient, going from 56% to 60%, going from 38% to 60%, and going from 42% to 52%, all in those areas. Right now, he's playing extremely well, and while his mid-range attempts have gone down, he's went from about 2 to 3 attempts per game all the way down to 1 to 1.5 attempts per game. He's also been taking a lot more threes. So his game has went from mid-range jumper, 3-pointers, to basically layups and threes. And doing this has not only opened his game a lot more, but it's allowed him to get to the free throw line more, going from 3.3 attempts to 5.1 attempts. And while I do understand that Tyler will not be shooting 52% from the field and 47% from the three-point line all the time, probably go back down to like the high 40s and then the low to mid 40s from 3 at his peak, going to the free throw line at this rate is what's going to get him to be what I think can be a top 10 scorer in this game. Right now, coming off the bench, he's having 20 points per game, and I can guarantee you, if he keeps this natural progression of his game, he can definitely be a 25 plus points per game guy in this league if he continues to play this way. And another thing is, in those games against teams that are very lengthy that he has trouble against, like Toronto, Cleveland, and Milwaukee, his first couple of games against them at the beginning of the year, he was not playing that well. His averages were down originally from what his other numbers were, but in the second half of the year, since his last 3 games that he's played against each of them, he's been playing extremely well and has shown that he's found ways to score against them. He's found ways to be effective, and he's found ways to be one of the best players, if not the best player on the floor at certain points. So with those improvements, I do think once we do meet one of those teams in the playoffs, or two of those teams in the playoffs, because I don't think we can get through 2 rounds without playing one of them, I do think he will be one of the better players on the floor and be one of the better scorers in this game, and he will be a huge help to actually make it past those teams. So in the midst of having one of the best 6-man years of all time, Tyler Herro continues to improve and show why he's not only one of the better players in this league, but he still has a ways to go in his development, and as he does continue to develop and get better, he will turn into what I think is a top 15, top 20 player in this league at his peak if he's continued to be able to improve. Maybe top 10, but that's kind of a stretch in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think Tyler is going to continue improving his game? I do think he'll be our main scorer going to playoff time outside of Jimmy, because I realize Jimmy is still our best player, or at least our best 2-way guy. But as a pure scorer, I do give Tyler the edge. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Tyler will be our main scorer? Do you think he's gotten better? Do you think what his peak is? Let me know all of this in the description down below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 1.5K. We've had an amazing 2 months on this channel. So let me know what you guys think. With that being said, Zava B, that's my time, and I'm out.